Okay, we're live on YouTube. I need to change my audio, don't I?
I don't know. I can hear you.
Yeah, but I need it to come out of my headphones.
You do, yes.
Otherwise, this is going to get very, very, very messy very, very quickly. So, hello YouTube. We're live. Me and Owen have just been having a little meeting, and we've decided that we're going to do one of our commercial podcasts right now, live,
Off the cuff.
off the cuff, indeed. So, just got to sort my microphone out, get it to stay where I want it to, which is pretty much there. And yeah, so we're live on YouTube, Owen.
Yeah. Hi, everyone.
We've got a couple of people listening into us.
Yeah, that could just be me and you.
It could be. Is it raining at your end?
No, I need to turn my fan off. There you go. It's pretty warm. It's pretty warm in the. What was that? What was the? You probably watched BBC Children's music, TV.
Oh, always.
Was it breakfast or was it afternoon? And it was Philip Schofield in the broom cupboard.
The broom cupboard, yes. With was it Alfie or something? The fucking thing he's got going with him.
It was Gordon the Gopher.
Gordon the Gopher.
What was the duck called?
If it's anything other than Howard the Duck.
Oh, it was what is his name? Philip Schofield. I'm gonna have to Google it now. Broom cupboard. I was only talking to my wife.
Ed the Duck.
Ed the Duck. And then you had who was the guy that took over from Philip Schofield?
Oh, Andy.
Andy.
What's his name? What was he? He was the black fellow, wasn't he?
He was Andy.
Oh God, I can't remember. Anyway,
BBC. Oh, what's his name?
Here we go. He's googling already.
I am.
Andy Peters.
Andy Peters, what a legend!
Big thanks to the YouTube chat for making me look awesome there.
Did someone get in there? Wow,
I'm not sure who Mr. Suxamathonium is, but that's a really cool name. Well done.
I can't believe we got everyone just answering the questions of my brain failing to come up with the answers.
Absolutely.
Who was Andy Peters? Oh, he was Ed the Duck. And then Philip Schofield had Gordon the Gopher.
To be fair, whatever it was cool.
It was great. I loved it. So anyway, I'm in the broom cupboard. This is the broom cupboard, and I probably need some sort of
hand puppet.
I'm going to get a hand puppet for the next podcast on Saturday.
Absolutely, we're getting crap off Bret Harmon here. Have we joined the kids' TV quos, whatever that is? Right. So we've decided that what we're going to do in order to test the audio is we are going to do a quick podcast, just one beer, because it is 20 to 9 on a Thursday, and I'm pretty sure that we've all got work tomorrow. So we're just gonna do a quick one. We're just gonna have a laugh. We're not doing a quiz. So not status quo quiz. All right, Brett. Have you got Audacity open, Owen? Because we might as well record it and give it a full test.
Yeah.
Okay, just doing a quick check. Check. Mic check 1 2.
Check.
Right, mine's perfect. Close that.
Check. There you go. That's a bit better.
Excellent. We're awesome. Are you ready for this one, Owen?
Hold on. Yeah.
I never said 20-40, Richard. I said 20 to 10, which I'm right. It is 20 to 10. This will be done in like half an hour, maybe 45 minutes anyway.
Boom.
It depends on how much we sit here chatting shit.
We're gonna be in and out.
Yep. Just like sex. In and out. Mika Hakkinen. Splash and dash.
Eat shoots and leaves.
I am a panda. Right. Are you ready to start recording?
I am, yeah.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, click. Welcome to episode 2 of the Hop Editions commercial beers review, starring me, Chris, and my fine, heavily follicled fellow, Mr. Owen Puckett.
In the broom cupboard.
In the broom cupboard. Unfortunately, Ed the Duck is not with him.
Or
yet.
Gordon the Gopher.
Or Gordon the Gopher. What were those two called that ended up getting Zig and Zag?
Yeah. They
Zig
were like
and
Channel
Zag.
4, weren't they? Were they breakfast? No, what were they on? The Big Breakfast.
The Big Breakfast, yes. That's
you remember
what they
that?
were on. Because it had Chris Evans on, didn't it? The Big Breakfast
Yeah.
at the start.
Yeah.
It was awesome. I really enjoyed the Big Breakfast.
It was good.
Anyway, so what we're going to do today is, because it's so late, it's 20 to 10 at the moment, even though for some reason chat on YouTube thinks I said 20 to 9. I would never do something so stupid. So what we're going to do is we're just going to do a quick one beer review. It should last a while, maybe half an hour, 40 minutes, something like that. And we're just going to have a beer. We're going to talk about the beers. We're going to explain the beers that we're drinking. And then literally we're just going to leave. We're just going to be pandas. We're going to eat, shoot, and leave. All right?
We're done. One beer.
Pandas are the worst things in bed ever. They just eat, shoots, and leaves. So, Owen, what's been going off with you over the last week, man? Come on, we'll have a little bit of interpret. What have you been doing over the last week, bud?
Oh man, it's been a mixed bag. The little boy has started school today.
The little man.
Yeah, the little man. He's going to be 5 on Saturday.
Oh,
or is
wow.
it Sunday? Sunday, in fact. And he started school today, so he did a little half day this morning. So it's been an interesting week, just a bit of a strange one. But I had an interesting chili sauce incident earlier today. That was fun. I know Harmon Brewing will know all about that. And yeah, now I'm having a beer with you, so it's all good. It's all good.
You do realise I've got a fairly major problem right now in that I have no idea what my e-cig is.
Well, you must have had it in the last 20 minutes.
I have, definitely. It's just...
Because I'm fairly certain it's never more than 3 meters from your human body at any one time.
No, it's really not, and I'm freaking out right now because I don't know where it is. Keep talking, man. Cover
time. So what else has been going on? I did some brewing on Saturday. We had the live brew day. That was really good fun. Although not a great turnout for this event. It was probably the poorest turnout I have seen since we started it. So it's that was a bit weak. I'm not too sure why so few people turned out, especially given as the recipe was actually a pretty good one. It was the Pale Fire by what brewery is that?
I can't help you on this one.
No, chat will help me out.
I didn't brew it.
I'm waiting for the chat.
Come on, chat, do your thing.
Someone's going to tell me. Come on, chat.
Pressure drop.
Thanks, Stewie. Yeah, and hardly anyone turned up. But actually, I'd been at Stewie's the night before with Graham Hughes and Brett Harmon having a bit. We were supposed to be helping Stewie get his B80 fired up for the first time.
Did that happen?
It didn't happen. There was some unforeseen preparation challenges. We stared at it.
He didn't have a B80.
He did have a B80. We took the lid off. We stared at it for a bit and we decided to get pissed instead. And pissed did we get.
I bet you did.
Which was, it was great fun. It was great to meet. I'd met Graham at London Craft Beer Festival, but it was really good to meet Brett and Stewie. And again, just sort of that whole, like, I know you guys, we've chatted before, but it's just nice to actually meet you in person. We had a great night.
Is Brett as short as I think he is? About 5'8"?
I don't think Brett's that short. No.
He always strikes me as a bit stumpy, kind of like a road bollard, bald on top. You know.
Sorry, Brett. I apologise for my co-hosts.
It's fine. I've never met the guy, so
rudeness.
I've got nothing to go on.
No, Brett is absolutely lovely. He's a true gentleman.
No, Graham's corrected me. Apparently, he's 5'2".
He's five. It turns out he's 5'2". I just didn't want to make it a thing. All right.
Yeah. 5'9.5". Yeah, and that half's very important, right, Brett?
Yeah, it's almost
Hashtag
a bit like
stumpy.
It's almost a bit like Chris's 6'1 3/4.
6'1.5", bitch. Thank you. That's when I've got the Cuban heels on.
Yeah, more like stilettos.
I look good in a pair of stilettos, mate. I've got a banging set of calves. I have.
So we had an awesome time down on Barry Island or Hailing Island with Stewie, and we had a curry. And his wife Karen treated us to an amazing fry up in the morning, which I think sorted me right out. And then I got home, and then straight onto the live brew day, and I actually ended up brewing a sort of the best of beers, where you're literally writing the recipe like whilst the liquor's warming up.
Absolutely, those are the best.
You're like, what am I going to do? So anyway, I decided that when I brewed the, what did I do last time? The sour, the goes, the triple fruited goes. I left, when I racked the beer onto the keg, I decided I'd leave the trub and the yeast and all the fruit.
Fucking right?
Trub. All right. And all the fruit, bearing in mind that was best part of like 20 odd quid's worth of fruit in there. I decided to just leave it in the Firmzilla, and I just put the pressure relief valve back on, and I thought, you know what? I'm not going to waste that 20 quid's worth of fruit. I'm probably going to brew again at some point, and I'm just going to rack straight onto that yeast cake. So I decided to do that creme brulee sour that we talked about in the last commercial pod.
4 cans. I've got 4 cans.
Have you? From what
I've got 4 cans.
No fucking way. Did you order them directly from Denmark?
No, I've ordered them from beer merchants.
Fucking getting on it right
now.
No,
they're out, mate. They're out. I went on to buy some. So there's a woman at work.
Tell me that.
My boss at work, I'm not gonna name names or anything, right? But I told her about this beer, and she's like, "Well, if you can get me some cans." I'm like, "No problem, I'll have a look now." So I jumped straight on beer merchants, and as I got on there, they had 1 left.
Wow.
So I'm like looking around, trying to see if they had any alternative, because they've done many different variations of that particular.
Yeah, no, we talked about that last time, didn't we?
Yeah, and whilst I'm looking around, I hadn't added it to my basket. And I went back to add it to my basket, and it was gone. And I'm like, mother trucker, this is no bueno.
Devo.
They're out. Done.
That's Devo.
I might have to order some more, because those 4 cans are already gone.
I decided to try and kind of brew a version of that, because I think actually the version that we had, it literally just said it was a creme brulee fruit sour. It didn't say what fruit was in there, but I sensed like it was probably like apricot or
it was
peach
blueberry
or
as well. There was definitely blueberry,
mango or something like it wasn't blackberry, you know.
No.
Right. So I was like, right, okay, what do I need to get in there? So I ended up going for like a reasonably decent amount of biscuit malt, because I wanted to just try and achieve kind of like a bit of a sort of biscuity base, a buttery biscuit base.
That's a great remix on YouTube, by the way.
Buttery biscuit base. And then I was like, and then I chucked in some dextrose, because I wanted to get the Philly sour yeast going. Because I wanted.
Don't tell me. Was there some lactose in there as well?
There was some lactose in there.
I figured there would be.
So it's either going to be one cataclysmic fucking mess, or it's going to be absolutely amazing. But I did actually decide. I actually ended up pitching a packet of verdant yeast into it. So my concern is that the Philly sour won't have actually done its thing. And maybe
basically you've made a Franken beer.
Yeah, I was hungover. What can I say?
Franken beer sounds good, man. Do you know something? It'll be the best beer you've ever made, and you'll have no fucking idea how to recreate it. That's what it'll be. Yeah, absolutely. That's how it always turns out.
So I bittered the beer with
Columbus.
Tetnang.
Good lord.
Tetnang.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Did you use Magnum for a aroma?
I just went with a really low level of bitterness. Just 60-bit edition. That's all it was.
Dry hopped with 800 grams of Citra.
I am going to try it, and I'm going to see whether it needs dry hopping. My concern is that it's just going to come out as like it's not going to be sour at all. So I'm going to just end up with a milkshake.
Something.
It's not even going to be a milkshake IPA. It's just going to be a milkshake Pilsner, a Belgian. I don't know what I've made.
It's going to be awesome. That's what it's going to be.
It's not. It's going to be a fucking mess.
Oh well.
Anyway,
bottom line, you live and you learn, and you know there's no such thing as failure.
So that was the last week. That was the last week for me. It's been a good week actually on reflection.
Well, just to follow on from that, I didn't get to brew on the live brew day because my missus had to go to a fucking baby shower. Yeah. The only thing worse.
It's not yours, is it?
Mate, it can't be. Dust. The only thing worse than a baby shower is a gender reveal party, because like nobody gives a shit. But the baby shower was 11 till 3, which kind of killed me for the entire day. So what I did was on the Sunday, I kegged my Kolsch, which I've made using a recipe from a Belgian, from a German brewery, which was nicked by a Belgian fellow and basically put up on BrewTube.
Sorry, Chris, is that a Kolsch or a Kolsch style beer?
It's a Kolsch style beer. Because clearly, I am in Wakefield, not Cologne.
Yeah.
But I don't care about that shit. So the Kolsch...
We don't want to get sued. So
we're not going to get sued. You know, my mind was in Cologne when I did it. If it makes you feel any better, I was wearing Paco Rabanne. All right.
No, it doesn't actually. But...
Does that get me any closer?
But thanks for the image.
Yeah. The beer turned out so well, so unbelievably well, that what I actually did was sat down on, what day are we on now? Thursday. On Tuesday night, I sat in my shed, decided I was going to talk to a few mates, and drank 6 pints of it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Was it good then?
It was decent, yeah. I mean, I'm not going to send it out on Beer Mail. It's not. I mean, it's fucking amazing, to be fair, which is why I'm not going to send it out on Beer Mail. But the beer is just, it's crisp, it's light, it's wonderful. It's a stunner of a beer. And to be fair, it's the first Kolsch I've made in 3.5 years.
Is it?
Yeah, literally the first Kolsch I've made in 3.5 years. So I thought, do you know what? Go big, go home, do it right. So I did it right. It's got the right yeast on it. It's a wonderful, wonderful pint. And I'm going to make sure I save at least half a keg for October. So you guys can just come up and smash the crap out of my kegs.
What yeast did you use?
I used the Kolsch yeast from White Labs. One sec. Let me see if I've still got Brewfather open. I don't think I have.
You know that's not specific enough for me, Chris.
WLP 029, which is the German ale or Kolsch yeast. It has been lagering since Sunday. It's almost clear. It's almost cleared up, which I just love. I did cold crash it for 4 days.
Did you find it?
Did I fuck? I'm not a cheat. I don't use liquid lagering like some members of our podcast crew, Andy, Tricky. I just give it the time that it needs.
I'm surprised you didn't use Uber.
Well, I was going to, but I just happened to have some of the Kolsch yeast in.
Amazing.
And I did that, and I mean, it turned out absolutely stunning, to be fair. And it's a beautiful beer, and it's another one to add to my standard line of beers of alt beer, Marzen, and Kolsch. I've basically got 2 taps to put weird beers on now.
You've got like the perfect little triangle of German beers,
and they suit my palate. I've also got an APA on at the minute, which is Amarillo and Azaka.
Oh, well, yeah. I did hear that you were breaking out into.
I did.
Some. I mean, this is unheard of, isn't it, Chris? It
is, and to be fair, it's a stunning pint as well. But it needs a week to calm down. It's still a little bit green and burny. The 600 gram dry hop might have done that, to be fair. But it's nice. It's a lovely pint. So I've
sorry, 600 gram dry hop.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, that's a strong effort.
I mean, I've got 12.5 kilos of hops in the freezer that I need to use up.
Yeah, I'm probably in a similar situation. I may as well just start throwing in 2.5 kilos of hops into each beer. Like, my
issue with the 600 gram dry hop was the bastard drank half my beer. I only got 17 litres into the keg out of a 23 litre batch.
As we discussed the other day,
I thought it was a bit harsh.
There's a saturation point, isn't it?
Well, yeah. Saturation being
talking of Kolsch's, I had Graham Hughes's Cali Common.
Did you?
That he gave me actually when we were down at Stewie's on Saturday, and boy was that good. So I need to put Cali Common on the brew list because that was.
But and I mean
this thing was just crystal clear, like just insanely clear.
Really?
Yeah. You remember that? You remember that beer you got from John Pollock, and it might have been the American pale lager.
Yeah, his version of Bud.
Yeah, it was just like like a glass of water. Basically, it was just
slightly yellow water.
Yeah. This was just slightly orange water. It was just
sounds amazing.
It was so good. So chops to Graham because that was some good effing brewing on that beer. So
it was a banger.
Yeah. Anyway, aren't we supposed to be talking about commercial beers or something?
Yeah. How far in are we? Because we've done our usual 20-minute intro. Right. Come on then.
Anyway.
I'm going to pour mine because y'all might be able to recognise what it is from the pour.
I think I can recognise it just from the type of bottle.
Right. So, oh no, Trub. Oh no!
Oh, Devo.
Fuck my life.
All good flavour, mate.
I can't believe I'm going to be shitting like a trooper tomorrow. Right. So this is supposed to be clear. Instead, I've turned it into a Hefeweizen. So this is...
You got a turbid sour.
This is Vault City Brewing's Raspberry Sour. I picked this one up in Tesco's. I've been saving it because I've been drinking everybody else's sours. So Luke Stevens sent me one, which was beautiful. Richard Brooks sent me one, which was phenomenal. I got sent one by someone else, which was equally as good. And I want to see a commercial version and see whether or not they differ very much. So the last one that I drank was Richard Brooks. And I have to say, I really enjoyed Richard's one because it was a perfect blend between fruit sour and sour, if you get what I mean. It was really, really nice. But this is a very poor, terrible, shocking pour of a Vault City beer. So let's give it a go.
So their beers, what are they? Bottle conditions?
It would appear so.
Or is that literally just sediment that's just dropped out?
It may well just be bits of raspberry, considering,
It could be, mate. Yeah.
Could be bits of raspberry.
That may actually be how it's supposed to be poured.
It may well be, and it might just not be that I'm a cack-handed twat.
Well, it looks like some sort of raspberry smoothie IPA that you're drinking right now.
It's not as sour as Richard Brooks.
Just that sound that you went, like, you can't even, like, that told me everything. Review done.
It is.
So you can only make that sound after drinking a sour.
It's true.
It's like your tongue swells up and goes, and makes that slapping sound.
The raspberry flavor from this is amazing. It's really, really nice. Very clear raspberry. I mean, this has definitely got bits of fruit in this. The sourness isn't massively overwhelming. The fruit, the sweetness from the fruit is masking the sourness quite well. Yeah, I need to go to Tesco's and buy some more of these. That's rather nice.
Yeah, I need to get down a decent Tesco's actually and check out their craft.
It's not overly strong. It's only 5%.
Yeah.
It's only a 5%, which means it's rather nice. And it's in a smaller bottle as well. It says in the ingredients, in order of like amount, water, obviously, malted barley, quite clear, and then raspberry before wheat, followed by oats, hops, and yeast. So this ain't no gluten-free offering, but this is really rather pleasant.
How sour would you be talking? Give me a pH.
I reckon around about 5, 4.8 to 5.
Really? So quite mild then.
Based off of the fact that there's a lot of sweetness coming from the raspberry, it may well be hiding it. But I don't think the hydrogen ion concentration is very high at all. There's a lot of body to that beer, though, weirdly enough.
Yeah, you see, I'd say for me, there's like a little sweet spot of a sour. But I guess it is, you're quite right, it's a lot about perception, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
It's about balance and that sort of thing. But I remember I made that passion fruit sour that I think came in at...
Fucking epic.
Came in at like 3.2, 3.4 or something. It was pretty sour, as I remember.
That was a beautiful, beautiful beer.
I reckon 3.8 to 4 is about the right.
Yeah, I was going to say somewhere between 3.8 and 4.2 just strikes me as being the perfect, like, bob-on spot for a sour. It's not going to turn your face inside out, and you're still going to be able to taste some stuff.
Yeah.
You reckon?
I reckon that's the sweet spot.
So, Vault City knocking it out of the park on the sours. I've had 3 of theirs now, and all 3 have been absolutely banging. So, I'm not even going to... Right, go and buy some of this. It's a good beer. Highly recommended. Top notch.
I think
good body, good fruit flavor, good sourness.
Yeah, I think I might even take a little trek down Tesco next time I need to fill the fridge. Probably be cheaper than going to like beer merchants or Honest Brew or whatever I do.
Well, yeah. Anything's cheaper than Honest Brew, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's hype, isn't it? Really.
Don't believe the hype.
I took a beer to Stewie's the other day that the guys were complaining that sort of ruined the session a bit, but I ended up taking the some sort of that spontaneous barrel aged sort of sour beer that was in a big 750ml bottle, which I thought was actually amazing. And I think when we were talking about sort of how sour a beer can be, is I don't know, once you start to get into that sort of realm of beers, actually I think I quite like a little bit more sour. But one thing I absolutely love is just the funk. Like, I absolutely love funky beers.
The horsehair.
Yeah, I like
tasting a bit goaty.
Which, like, clearly is like, you know, I really like the Brett. The Brettanomyces is the thing that gets you that funk.
Judging by the chat, Brett really likes you too, because he said that your lambic was lovely.
My lambic, it was a lambic, and it was lovely, and it was a lambic conditioned with honey.
The acid reflux all night was not very nice, apparently.
Yeah, well, thankfully he had some Alka-Seltzer, which he obviously sorted himself out in the night, and it sorted me out in the morning. So thanks for the excess, Brett. Appreciate that. The Alka-Seltzer was. I need to get some Alka-Seltzer in. Actually, that was absolutely magic. It tastes like shit, but you smash it and it's great.
Oh yeah. Anyway,
what am I drinking?
We've done the raspberry. Clearly, you're drinking. I mean, there's empty bottles at the side of you that everybody can see. So, what are you drinking tonight, Owen?
Yeah, what have I drunk so far? I've had a Pilsner from a Polish brewery, which was very nice, but had a lot of pearl, as Chris and I discovered, which perhaps I'm not. So, if anyone drinks a Pilsner and you think it tastes a lot like those tiny French stubbies, or tastes like, if you're in our sort of age range, tastes like beers when you were like trying lager as a kid, it turns out that that's pearl.
Yep.
Which actually I think I've concluded I'm actually not a massive fan of.
You see, for me, pearl and Saz in a Pilsner is literally the only hot combo to go to.
Yeah, I could probably do that, but I think I prefer Saz over pearl.
Pearl at the front end, Saz at the lates.
Yeah, I think I could probably dig that.
Pearl to bitter, Saz.
But if you just go too big on the pearl, it's just that beer was too big on the pearl.
Do you know the worst one? People who go Tettnang late. That's just wrong. Tettnang late is wrong. If you ask me, nah, mate. It's too spicy. It tastes like you're eating rocket.
I like rocket.
It's weird. I don't, not in beer.
A rocket flavored beer. I dry hopped to a rocket. And then I drank an Overtone beer, which was Citra Emo. What's Emo? Mosaic.
Emo.
Mosaic Galaxy. Citra Mosaic Galaxy. 6%. That was absolutely beautiful. I sculled half of it after Chris and I decided that impromptu we did do a quick podcast.
Spontaneous podcast.
So that went quick. So I decided to go grab another can, which is also Overtone, which is their Mosaic Oat Cream.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's what I'm going to review. So this is a 6.6%, assumably like a heavy oat IPA, primarily hopped with Mosaic.
Have you noticed how I hit 5% and Owen can't get much below 6.5?
Yeah, no, I struggled. I mean, in fairness, I went 5. No, this was 6, and then went 6.6. So
and he'll have at least a pint of a 14.8 to put him to bed.
Yeah, this is just the warm up. So it says our 8 cream beers are brewed with oats and lactose for a sweet, creamy mouthfeel. This is dominated by Mosaic hops for huge tropical flavors and notes of sweet berries, and it is absolutely delightful. It's just pillowy. So I'm like, compared to the last commercial pod we did, Chris, I've got back more into my wheelhouse with this beer.
You're digging your donger.
I am, yeah. And it is, I'm a little bit blocked up for some reason, but
that with COVID.
You are definitely getting a good berry note on there. which is, I think, actually sometimes a little bit rare with Mosaic. I think it's a sign of really good quality Mosaic. Sometimes I think you actually tend to just get a good bit of like sweaty gym sock with Mosaic more than you do like a nice berry hint, and it can get a bit dank.
Do you get blueberry from Mosaic?
You can. I think that's like the real pinnacle of Mosaic is like, I think it was like 2017 Mosaic that was like really heavy blueberry. It was absolutely, yeah. When you're like, oh yeah, that year, that was a stellar year.
2017 was a wonderful year. Yes, I remember that year well.
Yeah, it was a stellar year that year for Mosaic. Everyone talks about, was it 2016? Was it Galaxy? Was it?
It's in the freezer.
Yeah.
Not very much of it.
You get a lovely tropical blueberry thing going on in the nose, and as you can imagine, you know, it's about as opaque as you can probably get without it looking like yogurt. So it doesn't look like too creamy, which is good. And it tastes just like drinking a cloud.
That's what you want.
If I'm honest.
Is it banging the gong?
It's just mouth filling off the bat. And it runs on into this lovely tropical fruit note that opens out then to a kind of a ever so slight bitterness, lovely blueberry tropical forage of delightness.
I'm sorry, you're clearly not reading the Brewers Anonymous chat, because Brett has given himself a new nickname, Brett the Bollard.
That's a great. I think that will stick.
I think that one's forever now. That one, isn't it?
Yeah,
you need to stop a car. Somebody get Brett.
Brett, there's a car on the way.
We need this car to not move. Brett, stand in front of it. They'll think you're a bollard. It's the shine on his head that gets me every time.
He's a great guy.
I love Brett. He's out.
Anyway, yeah, really enjoying that. And actually, these are the first few beers that I've actually had from Overtone. And I know Andy raves about Overtone, and quite rightly, because the beers I've had from them so far have been absolutely banging. Really, really solid.
Yeah, really Andy solid. Was. I think Andy's got shares in Overtone, hasn't he?
I want shares in Overtone.
Fair play to them, man. I mean, if they're kicking out some banging beers, I mean, I've got to admit, that one that you're drinking with the light in the way that it is, it literally looks like you're taking a piss and drinking Umbongo.
I mean, it is. It's got that color. It probably looks a little more orange on the camera than it actually is. But it is just straight fruit juice. I wouldn't say I pick up an avert amount of lactose in that beer. I think they've achieved that balance really well, which is always the risk with lactose. I'm not a fan of milkshake IPAs. Milkshake, despite my confession that I've probably brewed one on Saturday, which is my worst nightmare. I fucking hate milkshake IPAs. They're sweet, unbalanced, proper bullshit, right? They're not, in my opinion, really a very nice beer.
I might say how you feel, Owen. Say it.
I might exclude Faked Alaska from Arbor.
That's a good beer.
Yeah, like I might exclude that, but otherwise, milkshake IPAs are shit. But these guys have, if they've used lactose, have used very little, and I think they've nailed that with the good whirlpool that has created at least a good level of bitterness just to balance the beer. And it's very, very nice. And I'm pleased I'm drinking it.
Do you remember our conversation with the two lads from Arbor at the beer festival?
You might have to jog my memory on that one.
Is that a no?
I know I do remember talking to Arbor. I remember giving them some stickers. And I remember talking about their Talus beer.
Talus in Wonderland.
Yeah.
Yeah. The conversation that we had with them basically went something along the lines of, do you want to come on our podcast? Yes. Send us an email. And then we just basically spent 20 minutes gushing over every fucking one of their beers. And the one that you talked about, weirdly enough, at that point was Faked Alaska. You said that it was a really, really good beer in a style that you weren't very keen on. Yeah. And then Tricky arrived and the word tits and lads and beer just got said a lot. And then a bunch of other people turned up and we started throwing fridge magnets all over everything. But I've still got the business card. I've yet to send the email. I really need to get it.
I don't remember any of that.
Yeah,
but it sounds fun.
But the what we actually asked them, the point that I'm getting to after all the preamble and the foreplay and the blowjobs and everything was, I asked them about their Talus in Wonderland, and I said to them, look, there's a lot of breweries here that seem to have come up with some kind of bastard son of a recipe that they already had with a different hop combination and just kind of thrown it out there, which a lot of the juicy NEPA breweries tend to do. I said, how many Just is in the chat and he's actually in Germany near Tettnang.
How's the German beers used?
I presume they're amazing because he's in Germany. He'll tell us. But the Talus in Wonderland recipe that they had, the one that they actually finally decided to release was the 5th iteration.
Wow.
So they'd brewed 4 versions of it previous, and obviously got one that they liked, and then brewed one on the big kit, let's say.
Oh, so they effectively did trial volumes. It must be a great place to work, Arbor.
I almost wish I lived in Bristol.
Clearly, their pilot kit must be at least 100 liters, right?
Oh yeah.
So they've made 400 liters of beer, which probably was pretty good.
Oh yeah,
but not quite as good as they wanted. Where do you think that 100 liter? Where do you think that 400 liters of beer goes?
I guess it went straight into corny kegs and home with everybody who works there. Because you can't really do anything else with it, can you?
Well, I mean, I guess you could put it on keg in your tap room.
You could. That's not a bad shout. They probably did that as well. I understand Arbor's got quite an impressive tap room. It may be worth a trip to Bristol.
Done. Let's book it. 2022.
Let's do it. So in 2022, based on the conversations that we've had on this podcast, we're going to Germany. We're going to Bristol. And we're going to Scotland.
Yeah.
Okay, sold. I mean, I'm there. 3 weekends without the kids. Bonus.
I liked the guys from Arbor. They were cool guys.
They were very cool.
I chatted to the guy.
They do a brewery tour, don't they?
Well, let's get us on it.
I'm pretty sure they do a brewery tour.
Do you reckon we could do like a sort of craft beer style vlog? We could do that.
I think that with the power of the Microsoft Surface, I'm pretty sure we could do anything.
We could do a live podcast from
Arbor's tap room.
Yeah.
Whilst getting battered.
Standard.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we're going to be doing a live one from the Wild Child Open Day.
Yes.
Absolutely.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, we're gonna take the tablet. I'm gonna speak to Kia, get him to let us on his Wi-Fi, and we'll just bosh one up on with a single camera and a built-in microphone. on audio quality second to none.
Audio could be challenging.
Yeah, but we're going to do it. We're definitely going to do something while we're there. So rank your beer out of 10, mate.
I'm going to give it a good, solid 8 out of 10.
Now, this is almost gone.
Mine's gone.
I've been nursing this whilst you've been talking. I would say that this... I mean, I'm giving it a 2 for the pour because the pour was shit. But for pure flavour, I'm going to give this a solid 6.8. It's a good beer. You could do with being a little bit more sour.
6.8.
Could do with being a little bit more sour.
Well, hang on. You just recommended people to buy it.
Absolutely, yeah.
And you're only going to get about 6.8.
Have you seen the pour?
All right.
If I hadn't poured it as bad, it might have been a 7.5. But I've got to mark myself down. If I'm going purely on flavour, it's a 7.5.
It's a 7.5, people. Ignore Chris for his weak pouring.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
But it would be interesting, right? If you bought 2 more of those beers, right? Pour one really carefully so it's nice and clear. Pour the other one like you just did, and see how the flavour compares.
Terribly.
You might actually have found that pouring it properly, like you just did, actually makes it taste an awful lot better.
It does taste incredibly raspberry-y.
I suspect that's probably what it was.
Yeah.
There you go.
There we go. I think, to be fair, that's the end of it, isn't it? We're kind of done.
Yeah. Well, I'm out of beer, so...
I don't want to crack open another one. It's a school night.
Yeah. If I can do one.
Shall we call this one to a close and maybe open up a quick 10-15 minute after party?
Yeah, I could probably go 20 minutes.
Yeah, 10-15 minutes, we'll do that. Okay, gentlemen, thank you for joining me and Owen whilst we talk crap about commercial beers. I realise it's a short one tonight, but this is a tester for the changes that we've made to Audacity. It's also the fact that it's a Thursday night, and me and Owen spontaneously decided at 20 minutes to 10 that we were going to do a podcast. So, and we wanted to go live on YouTube and give you guys a bit of content. So we've done that. We are going to, I'm going to post up a link to the, I don't know, the password on this one's a bit bad, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what you were thinking.
Yeah.
I think it was obvious what you were thinking about.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's not that bad.
Do you know what? I'm just going to post it. So.
Yeah, I'm going to tell the chat.
So this is
Apple banana anal sex.
This is the link for the video ninja, and the password is Apple banana anal sex.
I would hate to think about putting an apple up your ass.
Well, you know, there's some people who do that. Okay, so gentlemen, I am about to stop.
I'm not judging, Chris. I'm not judging.
After our conversation earlier, do you think I'm judging? Let's leave that one alone. Thank you very much for joining us on this very short, quick little commercial podcast. 2 beers that you really should look at, and more importantly, 2 breweries that you should really look at as well. Weirdly, both Scottish. Vault City, fantastic beers, and Overtone, according to Owen, outstanding beers. Just remember to pour your Vault City beers properly, which is badly, and get that extra flavour. So we're done. I'm cutting the YouTube feed right now. If you want to join us, the after party, the links are in the chat. And we will catch you on Saturday when we're going to do another podcast, hopefully with Audacity having worked fully and us being sorted. Thank you for that guppy impression, Owen.
That was good, wasn't it?
Yeah. So, night, people. Take care, and we will see you soon.
Bye.